We. Yo guys, in this video, I'm going to be progressing a very broken Crypt Blade build. I'm going to be going with the Oath Jetstriker, as even after its nerfs, it is still one of the best Oath, especially with Shadow. As for my boons and flaws, I'm going to go Autodidact because it speeds up progression, and Steadfast is a must-have build on every single PvP build. The reason behind this is because if you don't have it, if the people you fight have the metal enchant, you'll have 0 armor at like 3 bars of health. So yeah, Steadfast is pretty much a must-have on every PvP build. And as for my flaws, I guess these two are fine. We'll spawn in with 1 shadow and nothing else, and that's pretty much all. Since it spawned me here, I guess I'm just gonna grab a steel maul while I'm here. The reason behind this is because I'm gonna need to equip the Grey Hammer to get the Grey Hammer talent, which gives you +1 posture. Now if you're gonna prog this build, it goes without saying that you don't need to do this. I'm just a sweaty champ player, so I min-max like crazy, but yeah, it's just +1 posture, doesn't really matter. Alright, I got the steel maul, and now I'm just gonna head over to trial 1, of course. And these are the pre-shrine stats that I'm going to be doing. As you can see, I'm going 50 heavy pre-shrine, and the reason behind this is so we can get all the heavy talents like Destructive Recovery, Brutal Momentum. And we're also going to get Unstoppable Force, as I mentioned earlier. Now the talent doesn't actually do anything because, you know, we're going Greatsword, but it does give you +1 posture, which it's just nice to have. Alright, that's 40 strength out the way. We're gonna go 50 heavy now. And with that we power up. We're gonna freeze Unwavering Resolve, and we're gonna grab Fishman just for the +5 HP it grants. Champion's Regalia. And we're gonna grab Darkblade. It's actually a metra that we're gonna stick with. And for those that are like not too tapped in, Darkblade is actually a really good mantra. Very underrated mantra. And I'll be showing you guys what I mean later. And then we're gonna go Proficiency. Now something that a lot of people didn't know is that Proficiency actually increases your attunement scaling. What I mean by this is Crypt Blade actually gets his damage increased by a lot from going Proficiency. So therefore we're gonna go 5 Proficiency. A lot of people on legendary weapons, they go Song Chant. However, Song Chant is actually really bad, especially in Shadow because it barely increases your damage. I think someone did the test on it, and apparently Song Chant only increases your damage by like 2%. Even if you have 6 Song Chant, it only increases your damage on your Shadow metras by like 2 or 3%. It's really negligible. Whereas by going 5 Proficiency, we do like 10 to 20% more damage on our M1s. So it's really a no-brainer. Anyways, we're gonna max out our heavy now. And with that we power up again. We're gonna grab Showstopper, Unwavering Resolve, of course. And then we're gonna take Blood Iron Spirit for the +5 HP. And then we go Proficiency. Alright, we power up again. Not gonna lie, all these talents are pretty bad, but I guess we'll take Punishing Blow now so we can reroll it later. We're gonna freeze Heavy Hitter, and we're gonna take Wyvern's Claw. And then we'll take the Random Strength mantra because I think that's Strong Left, and Strong Lefts, we're not going to use it at the end of the build, but it is really nice to have while I'm progging. It's just a good mantra. And then we're going to put the rest of our points into Heavy. And with that we power up while the Enforcer is spawning. That's interesting. We'll grab Bulldozer, very good talent, especially with Jetstriker. And we're gonna freeze Warrior Swing, and we're gonna grab Heavy Hitter. Heavy Hitter, a must-have talent on Crypt Blade. And then we're gonna take Gorman for the +1 posture and 3 Proficiency. And with 50 heavy out the way, we're gonna go Intel now because progging Intel is just very annoying. Alright, 30 Intel. We power up. I guess we take Warrior Swing, and we get Brutal Momentum, must-have talent, really good. I've been playing heavy for 2 years, and I cannot stress enough how good that talent is. And then we'll take Clutching Shadow. Now this might sound crazy, but Clutching Shadow is actually not a mantra we're gonna use when the build is done. The reason is it's been nerfed way too much, and now I just don't think it's viable anymore. It's still decent, but there are just better picks now, and I will be showing you guys what they are. We of course get Ever-Changing Aegis. hard read. And all these talents are pretty ass, but I guess I'll take Rending Impact just so I can reroll it later. And then we go full proficiency. And now we're gonna go Charisma. And our goal is to get 55 Charisma. We're gonna freeze Ether Absorption, take Eureka, of course, and then take Scuba Drowner for the plus 5 HP, and then we're just gonna roll 2. And with Trial 1 out the way, I guess I'm just gonna do some bounties now. Okay, this guy is not our bounty, never mind. Here's our bounty. Bro, like, I don't know if you saw that, but that's pretty much the whole reason why I'm not going Clutching Shadow. Like, it actually has no range now. But anyways, both of these guys are our bounties, so we're gonna have to kill them both. Into the crit. Nah, I'm really feeling like Super right now, fighting complete freshies, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Strong left into my crit, and then with that, that's one dead. I'm just gonna carry this guy on my shoulders into the crit. Lightning Beam, interesting mantra. Okay, I'm forgetting that these are like new players, so they just swing through everything. I should be able to kill this guy by just M1ing because he's just gonna swing through into my crit. And he's dead. GG's. We should have gotten a lot of XP from both of those, and let's see if we get a great sword that we can equip. Yeah, we got a markers and narrator, so that's nice. I guess with the XP I just got, I'm just gonna train my charisma in my guild base. And while I'm here, I'm just gonna buy all the training gear that I'm gonna end up getting. So that's Pure Heart, How to Make Friends, and a Boulder. I'm also gonna need to get Prayer Beads and Ankle Weights, but I just don't have notes right now, so I'll do it later. I'm gonna say this now so I don't forget about it. If you plan on making this build, remember it's not really a build that's gonna carry you. A lot of people think that Crypt Blade is weak, but that's actually because they don't know how to use the weapon. Now this is kind of unrelated, but since I'm not doing anything and I'm just, you know, training charisma. For those who play Type Soul, can you guys let me know what the fuck happened? Like, why is the game at like 3k players or like 4k players? Like last time I checked, that shit was at 100k players, and now it's just at like 3,000 players. So what the hell happened for it to like fall down all the way to like these numbers? Like these are worse than Deepwoken numbers during its like plumber era, bro. 100k to 3k is genuinely like crazy, but I don't know. I don't play the game, so I have no clue like what's causing it to happen. I heard Type Soul is like a very buggy game, so that could be why, but yeah, you guys let me know. Alright, that's our power up right there. We're gonna grab Destructive Recovery, and then of course take Charismatic Cast, entire reason why we're going 55 Charisma, and then 5 Proficiency. And I might just go back to doing bounties because training my Charisma is starting to take forever. This max level is actually letting us grip us because he's trying to get Silent Heart. We couldn't get a bounty on him though, that's annoying. But it should still give us some points because we're gripping at max level. As for my next bounty, I guess I'll do Kenny Strabs at Lower Eresia. That's him up there. I think he's heading towards the Sharko Cave. So I think this is going to be another not too eventful fight. He actually does have a guildmate, so we'll see if we're able to kill them both. But they're actually both together, and one of them appears to be a max level. I might kill this guy first. That's both of them. This guy's almost, he's already out of ether, I don't know how. Uppercut into that. His posture should be max. Into my crit. That hits him. Uppercut. This guy's already low. His friend actually fell off, so that's nice. We're not gonna have to kill him. But this guy was our only bounty, so I don't have to kill the other person. And he actually ended up giving us a Darksteel Greatsword, so that's pretty nice. A good weapon we can use until we shrine. But with that kill, we're gonna go back in our guild base, and then I'm just gonna train my charisma. That's the power up right there. Let's see what we can get. We're actually gonna freeze Tough Love and we're gonna get Golden Tongue. We'll take Perfect Flash, of course. And then we're gonna take Neuroplasticity. Again, must have talent. And then I'm gonna roll 2. And with Proficiency out the way, we're just gonna go Vitality. We're gonna go 3 Vitality. But I'm just gonna train my Charisma again until I'm at 55 and I'm ready to Shrine. Alright, that's 55 Charisma out the way. Now I'm just going to put a point into Fortitude, a point into Agility, a point into Willpower, and I'm going to put 1 more point into Heavy Weapon so I can level up. It's not actually going to affect the push shrine and the stats will still be fine. But before I do that, I'm going to sell stuff so I can talk to the Mystic and then get the Charisma talents that I'm missing, and also so I can buy my training gear that I'm also missing. And then we can level up now. We're gonna grab Lasting Charisma because Tough Love is frozen, so it's gonna pop up again. And then we'll get Tough Love. I'm pretty sure that is the last talent that we need until we can Shrine of Order. Yeah, that was the last talent I needed, so we can now Shrine of Order. Let's get it. Never mind. Okay, what the hell? That's great timing. I guess this guy wants to Voidwalk us. He's on Just Kirita. Crit because he's dazed. Never mind, we missed that. Dark Blade into uppercut, into strong left, into crit. He should be pretty low now. Catches roll with Dark Blade, and that's him dead. GG's. Wait, this guy was not bountying us actually, he just attacked us for the sake of it. Or no, I think he was bountying us, but when he went into the guild base, it like teleported him out, so like it made his bounty invalid. That's kind of annoying, because that means we just don't get as much XP, but it is what it is. Alright, I might just head to Shrine of Order now. I'm not gonna lie, I have not been playing the game too much, so I don't know what this is about, but what is up with the new Shrine fucking model, bro? I did not know they changed it. I'm not sure how to feel about it, bro. It's making me wonder, like, who asked for new Shrine of Order models? Like, I don't know why the devs keep doing changes that no one asked for. I mean, maybe there's a reason behind this, but I just don't know. But anyways, we're gonna Shrine of Order now. That looks about right. And these are the push shrine stats that I'm gonna get. And I guess to get it out the way, we're gonna go Agility first so we can get Jetstriker and all the Agility talents. We only ended up getting 7 points into Agility. I'm gonna go 30 Shadowcast so I can get 2-star Mantras and so I can get Shadow talents. And after that, I'll go full Agility. I ended up only getting 3 points, so I'm gonna have to do bounties again. Yeah, this guy has a Power Keeper, so I gotta be careful. Okay, he's in combat. Dark Blade, uppercut, crit. I'm gonna crit. Yeah, that crit is gonna like catch so many people off guard with it. That crit is gonna catch so many people off guard because they just don't expect the true hyper armor, especially like these new players. Into clutching, feint. Dark Blade. He's dead. That was kind of close. Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I'm saying this now, bro. I probably should have said this a bit earlier. Yeah, this is my first time like recording a video like this. So I'm really bad at talking while fighting. Like, hopefully I'll get better at it as I do more videos. But it is kind of hard because, you know, I'm not a native English speaker. So it is kind of hard to like talk while I'm like concentrating, you know, talk a foreign language. Hope you guys understand. Hopefully the next videos will be more enjoyable. But that guy was pretty high level, so we should get a lot of points from him. Put it into agility. We only got 3 points. That's crazy, bro. You know, since I'm at accurate with autodidact, I think I'm just gonna put points into agility until I have 50. Every time I prog at agile build, I end up forgetting about those points. So I might as well just put it to use now. I'm gonna burn Carnivore and get Bear Trap. I'll freeze Battle Tendency and I'll get Concussion. And then we'll grab Shadow Eruption and freeze Shade Devour. Now Shade Devour, I'm gonna say this now, very underrated mantra, and it's not for the reasons that you might think. I'm not gonna say now what makes it broken, but trust me, it's not what you think, okay? But it is one of, if not straight up, the best mantra in the entire game, and you guys will see why. No, it's not because of the damage boost. The damage boost is nice, but that's not the reason. Anyways, I'm gonna invest my agile points into agility, as I said, get 50 agility out the way so I can get my Jetstriker. Power up right here. I'm gonna freeze Moving Fortress, and I'm gonna take risky moves. We'll take Breathing Exercise for the plus 5 HP, and then we'll take Lightspeed Reflexes. Just a very good talent. And then 3 Vitality. I'm actually gonna unequip my Darksteel because I'm pretty sure it is doing less damage because I have it equipped with only 26 heavy weapon, so I think it's doing like half damage. So I had to do that bounty with half damage. But anyways, for our next bounty, I guess we'll do my Fisto. Okay, this guy looks like a complete freshie, bro. And he's dead. But GG's. But I'm gonna train my willpower now, get 40 willpower, and once I have 10 knowledge, I'm gonna go back to Etrian, get my oath, and then skip the progression with 10 knowledge. Oh, he's already dead. I guess this guy was low from fighting the NPC. I low-key feel bad now, but hey man, it is what it is. I don't think I'll put that fight in as that just was not that interesting. Alright, so I guess I'll just train my willpower until I'm at 40, and once I power up, I'm just gonna head to Etrian and get my oath, Jetstriker. Alright, that's 40 willpower out the way. I guess I'm just gonna go Fortitude now, so I can get Exoskeleton to the finish, you know, all those talents. I'm gonna talk to the Mystic first though, so I can get Exhaustion Strike. That might help us for our bounties. I'm gonna just level up now. There we go. I guess I'm just gonna take Speed Demon, of course. Great talent. Then I'm gonna take Last Resort. There's a lot of good talents here, but I'm just gonna grab Chronostasis just to get the rare talents out the way. And then I'm gonna go Erudition now. I'm just gonna get my oath now just to make bounties a bit easier, make mobility also easy. Alright, that's nice. We get a Dark Feathers for our Prophet's Cloak, so we won't have to get it later. In my opinion, you should go Prophet's Cloak whenever you Tumu build. It's just a really good outfit. It gives you plus 20 Mantra Pen, but as a trade-off, you lose out on like 5% physical from Black Diver. It's such a good trade-off that even Agamatsu said he wanted to nerf it in one of his podcasts. He said he wanted to reduce it from 20 to 15%. Anyways, I'm just gonna teleport to Etris now. And while I kill this Havoc, I guess I'm just gonna explain something. You guys might notice that I have 47 agility on the stats that I showed instead of 50. Once I get my Oath Jetstriker, I'm just gonna take 3 points away from it using Shrine of Mastery. That's something you can do with pretty much every Oath, so it just saves you points. It's not needed for this build, but I'm just gonna put it into Shadowcast because that just makes us do more damage. Since Crypt has so much attunement scaling. I almost died to that guy because his attacks are so delayed. I swear, like every time I fight him, his attacks are more delayed than the last time. Like, it's crazy. Alright, that's Jetstriker right here. And since I've already progged the Jetstriker on this account, I can just skip the oath. My god, I'm so glad they added that because taking all the Jetstriker points across the map might be like the most annoying thing. But anyways, we're gonna equip Jet Kick now, and with that, our bounties should be a lot easier. Now I'm just gonna get 50 Fortitude out the way, and then after that, we're just gonna be able to invest our points into Shadow. Now I like to train my Fortitude here in the guild base arena. Let's say if you're getting void walked, you don't just get jumped while you're 1 HP healing. You have a lot of time to just log because you see them coming. Oh shit, I'm not gonna lie, I did not realize I leveled up. I was busy watching TikTok. I'm just gonna burn Imperious Slumber because that is just not that great. And then we'll take Steady Nerves. Now Silas still used to be really fucking good, but they nerfed it so much. Now it's not even usable, I'm pretty sure. And we'll finally grab Moving Fortress because that talent has been frozen for a bit too long. And we'll get Chase Step. Alright, and that is 54 out the way. Now I think I'm just gonna do bounties again because I've pretty much run out of XP. Training weapon is a pain in the ass, so I think I'm just gonna invest my points that I got from Adret and I'm gonna put it into heavy. I guess we'll do a bounty on these two in the King of the King guild. We'll see if we can win it. It is a 1v2 and they're both pretty high level, so the guild base is right there. Bro, why did it spawn me here? Why did it spawn me here if their guild base is at Deepwoken? Okay, there goes all my health. Nice. What the fuck? Wait, I think this guy's bounty eating us actually. Yeah. I bet. Why am I losing so much health from? Ah, he's already dead. Bro, this guy is like hitting me when I'm so far away from him. Anyways, I still have to do the other bounties, but getting to them is low-key tough. Okay, we're at the Ducarisi Manor. I think their guild base, yeah, it's right here. Looks like these guys are just 1v1ing. Once one of them is knocked, I'm just gonna carry the guy. They're both on max builds, so I do gotta be careful. They're gonna do a lot of damage to me. It's like the Devon guy's low items. Oh, he has bro, this guy does so much damage, bro. I'm just gonna run with this guy. Oh my god, that's him dead. Bro, this guy did so much damage to me. Oh wait, the guy's back? Yo. Well, I'm just gonna run because I'm pretty low HP. Hey, we should have gotten a ton of XP for that though. That was 2 max levels. So with that, we should be able to power up. Yeah, we're gonna grab Exoskeleton and we're gonna freeze Battle Tendency. We'll take Disbelief. And then I'm gonna take to the finish. And we're gonna go Erudition again. I guess I'll just put it into Heavy Weapon. At this point, my stat order is low-key cooked. I will have a good stat order in my Discord server with the build. But right now it's pretty messed up because, you know, I'm doing Voidwalker prog. It's not very efficient. Anyways, I guess we're just gonna go back to Voidheart. He is a deep bound, so this guy's going all the way back to the depths. Unlucky for him. But anyways, with that, we're gonna get a few points into our Shadowcast. Yeah, we're getting a lot of points. That's great. Okay, we ended up getting like 10 points or so. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna have to run. I can't get the grip on this guy. Bro. Oh my fucking god, man. Voidwalker experience, bro. You should get 2v1 by max Silent Hearts. 1 bar per M1. Alright, that's the power up right there. I ended up just killing a mob just to level up. I'm gonna burn Strong Stern because it's just not that crazy, and I'll take Dark God, very good talent. And then we're gonna grab Swift Rebound. And then we'll take Shade Devour. Now I know what you guys are thinking, why am I going Ghost on a Shadow build? Why not just go Dark Rift? The reason behind this is because I'm very tight on talents. I kind of have to go Ghost. It's not like I can get the Leaf in the Wind talents and Dark Rift. Like that's just too much. And besides, I'm pretty sure Ghost is a bit better, but I could be wrong. Anyways, I'm gonna do my next bounty on Yusuf Eldra. Well, he's actually leaving the island. I gotta catch him. Okay, what the hell? It looks like he wants to fight in the water, but Halberd is actually very strong in the water. Nice parry from him. And he's dead. GG's to him. He is at max level, so that should give us a good amount of points. We should be able to power up from it. Okay, we ended up getting like 7 points. Pretty good. And I think it's time I do train my weapon up a bit, because I do want to equip a Darksteel Greatsword. But we do have 50 points that we can invest, so I'll just put it into heavy. I'm gonna get Evasive Expert. I'm gonna free Singularity, and I'll get Battle Tendency. And then I'll grab Rising Shadow. And we're gonna go 3 Erudition. I'm gonna put 5 points into heavy and then equip a Darksteel Greatsword, and then I'm gonna have to do a max level bounties so I can level up to power 20. Why do I actually look kinda cold though? I'm gonna do my bounty on Ryan. He is at max level, so hopefully we can kill him. Bro, what the fuck? Okay, I guess I'm just gonna serve off. I guess I'll do my bounty on this guy right here. He does have a Deep Crusher, so... Wait, is he stuck under the map? I think he got glitched under the map. He should be getting a gun then. There we go. We got him unstuck. It is really fucking laggy in this server, so I gotta be careful. Dark Blade. Yo, this server is so ass, yeah. And he's dead. Alright, GG's to him. And with that, we should be able to power up, because this guy was max level. He also gave us a bunch of gems, so that's pretty nice. Alright, I'm just gonna put the rest of my points into Shadowcast, and the build should be pretty much done in terms of stats. I'm gonna grab Ghost. I guess I'll take All the Habits Die Hard for the plus 5 HP. It's pretty nice. And then we'll take Singularity. And then for my final mantra, I will take Shade Wisp, of course. For Edition, and now I am max level. I'm just gonna put the rest of my points into Shadowcast, and I'm gonna do Ferryman so I can unbind my attunement. But before that, I think it's time I get my Crypt Blade, of course. So I'm pretty sure I have one in my bank, but if I don't, I'm just gonna transfer it from a different account. I guess I don't have one, so I am gonna have to transfer my Crypt Blade. And would you look at that? A Crypt Blade appears to appear out of thin air alongside a bunch of Smith alloys. So that is pretty convenient, you know. So I'm gonna turn this Crypt Blade into 12% weight. If you make this build, I recommend you also go 12% weight, because on Crypt Blade you're supposed to be spamming Mentor Feints and hitting your opponent's block. There we go, that's 12% weight. And now I guess I'm just gonna go do Ferryman so I can uncap my attunement. And while I'm there, I'm also just gonna get Ardor. Alright, that's Ferryman dead. We did not get hit once. And we actually got our Dark Manifestation first try. I'm gonna keep fighting Ferryman though until I get my bell. So about 5 to 6 kills. So yeah, let's get to it. Alright, that was the last ferryman I think that I needed so I can get bell. I also have a bunch of notes now because I've just been selling my inventory, so I'm going to be able to max out my mantras. What the fuck? Yo, what is Kaido doing here? What the hell? Okay, well, I was gonna spawn Kaido, but I guess I don't have to because he's here now. Bro, I'm not gonna lie, they gotta rework this boss so badly, bro. What the hell is wrong with him? Since he's not in water, I actually have to parry his attacks. Or, never mind, I guess he can just get flung across the map. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, they actually gotta rework this boss so bad, bro. But I'm pretty sure the Kaido rework was supposed to come out like a full year ago. So what happened to it, bro? Because this boss is still so miserable to fight. Like, what? Bro? No, are you joking? Yo, you can't be dead ass. Bro. Oh my fucking god. Bro, that's actually unreal, bro. Yo, they deadass gotta rework this fucking boss. Bro, he was 0.1 HP. Yo. Alright, so I guess I forgot to hit record, but what I did, I just ended up spawning. I ended up getting out of depths, spawning Kaido and killing him. And I also made my Shadow Meteor and my Shadow Eruption. I made them both level 5 alongside Dark Blade. That's pretty much all I did. Now I'm gonna get Prophet's Cloak, and then after I've gotten Prophet's Cloak, I'm just gonna go to the depths, pop a Moonsight Tome, and min-max my builds. What the fuck? I'm not gonna lie, I've been driving across like the entire Etern Luminate, and I've been doing the depths events for like an hour now, and I did not get a Prophet's Cloak. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna transfer a kit from my other slot, put it on this one, and then I'm gonna get a Prophet's Cloak in depths. The reason I'm getting a kit is just so if I get ganked, I can actually fight back and, you know, not die instantly. And I'm also gonna pop a Moonsight Tome, so while I'm in the depths, I can actually finish the builds. Alright, there we go. We have our kit. Now, it's not perfect. My Congress Clutch ring is 1 star, and my other rings are pretty mid, but I will fix it up later. I also only have 40 fizz, but that is because I don't have my outfit. But anyways, we're gonna go to the depths now, and hopefully I don't get ganked. And if I do get ganked, well, I still have my bell, so I can always void. Bro, I think that's the new Watcher. I've never heard them before. Yo, they sound fucking terrifying now, bro. Oh my, yeah, I'm not getting anywhere close to them. I haven't really been playing the game too much, so I didn't really see like what the new how the new watches look like, but yeah, they're tough. By the way, like I just realized, bro, Shadow Step, if you don't know, the Jetstriker talent that makes you like able to climb walls, bro, it has not been working for like a month now. It has not been working at all for a full month. And it's the same for Crystal Impale. Crystal Impale is supposed to knock down when you're in the air, and it has not been working at all for a month. Like, that is kind of crazy, bro. I feel like those two are pretty game-breaking bugs, and they're still like not, and they still haven't been fixed. Well, I wouldn't say game breaking, but it affects a lot of builds, right? So it's crazy how that's not something that's like their priority to fix, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure there's more bugs like that. Like I think Ice Forge, the Ice Mantra, it just has no hitbox at all. And so much more stuff like this, it's just really annoying. Now I don't really care about Strato stuff not working because I don't gank like at all, but I can see how that shit can be very annoying. There we go, finally, bro. Oh my god. It actually took me so long to get this Prophet's Cloak, bro. I don't know what they did, but it's like so rare now. Alright, so I guess what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go get my bell, and then I'm gonna reroll my talents and mantras and just min-max the builds. By the way, the reason why you see me in a different server like almost every cut is because I always have motherfuckers trying to depth gank me, or like it looks like it, and I'm not gonna lie, this build is not finished whatsoever, so I can't really fight back on it. Ever since they made idols like not take you out of depths, the depths have been crazy, bro. Like there's always like depth ganks every time, especially at the elevator, so you really gotta be careful. And there we go. Let's see what we get. We got nothing good. I don't really care because I'm not gonna gank on this build, but I guess we'll grab Paralytic Dust. Alright, we're here now, and first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take 3 points away from my agility. There you go. And then we're gonna put those points into Shadowcast, as I said earlier. I'm pretty sure that's just like a 2% damage increase for free, so that is pretty nice. But Crypt has a lot of attunement scaling. Alright, and then I'm gonna replace Clutching Shadow with Reinforce because I'm not gonna use Clutching Shadow. It's gonna nerf it a bit too much and it is not that crazy anymore. Alright, now I'm gonna get the Lord's Tithe talent, replace Rending Impact with it because, you know, I'm not using a Great Axe. It's completely useless. We're gonna take Lord's Tithe. Then I'm gonna equip my Shade Wisp, and I'm gonna get the Shade Wisp talent. We're gonna replace Martyr because that also does nothing useful for me since I don't gank. Actually, we're gonna take Magical Resolve first, and then we're gonna reroll again, get rid of Call Out. And I guess Will-O-Wisp did not feel like showing up today, but that's fine. We'll take Lasting Sorrow. We're gonna get rid of Lightweight. There you go. Here's Will-O-Wisp. We're out of knowledge now, so I'm gonna end up popping a Moonsight's Home. Alright, now I'm gonna get Underdog. Replace Heavy Hull because, again, this does nothing for me. And we'll grab Underdog. Then we're gonna get Padded Armor and Steel Scales for the 3% physical it grants. It's pretty nice to have. We're gonna get rid of Impairing Blow because that does nothing for us since we're on Greatsword. And the talents did not show up. Pretty interesting. I guess we'll take Call Out and replace Call Out again. It didn't show up once again. That's pretty interesting. But I guess we're gonna take Ether Absorption anyways because it is something that we need. Alright, we're gonna get rid of Friends in High Places because, again, does absolutely nothing for us. And it's not giving us the natural armor talents. What? Pretty weird. I guess we'll take Overwhelming Drain, but that's useless. Okay, we're actually out of talents now, so I'm gonna get rid of Strong Left. I'm gonna turn it into 2 talents with this shrine right here. And these 2 talents that I just got, I'm gonna replace them with Padded Armor and Steel Scales. There's one talent that I needed, and now hopefully I can get Steel Scales. That's not what I needed. I'm just gonna burn it, and I guess we'll take Shadow Overflow. And there we go. It's pretty much the last talent that I needed. Now I'm completely out of talents. I think I am missing 1 or 2 pretty decent talents, but I have to do like the quest for it, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not doing all that right now. But with that, we're gonna get out of depths now, and then I'm gonna finish the builds, make my outfit, modify my mantras, level them up, and the build will be fully done. Alright, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna head to Miniatursa, trade some of my knowledge to notes, and with those notes I'm gonna level up all my mantras to level 5, and then I'm gonna modify my mantras, and the build should be pretty much done. After I craft Prophet's Cloak, of course. Alright, there he is, and I'm gonna I guess I'll turn 20 knowledge into notes. That should be plenty enough. Actually, okay, I'll get a few more. There we go. 11,000 should be enough to do everything. And I also should be able to craft my outfit right now. I don't think I'm missing anything. And there we go. There's our outfit. Now I'm gonna level up my mantras. Reinforce. And then, oh, I just realized my Shade Devour was not equipped. So I'm gonna need to unequip Exhaustion Strike and then equip it again as a combat mantra. And then equip Shade Devour. Alright, there we go. That's all my mantras to level 5. Now I'm gonna head to Fellow Cave and modify all my mantras, show you guys what the modifiers are, and then the build will be complete. Alright, so my Rising Shadow, I'm gonna put 3 Drift Shard and 3 Rush Shard. On Darkblade, I'm actually not gonna put anything. Now you might think, isn't Tornado Spark just better? Well, the problem with Tornado Spark is it has a ton of end lag when you use it. You can't follow it up with anything, and whereas Dark Blade actually has like no end lag at all. Like you can start attacking before the animation's over. So with that, you can like punish a lot of people. On my Shadow Eruption, I'm gonna put 2 Shadow Stone. I'm pretty sure that anything above that doesn't actually increase the size of the first hit, and instead it only increases the size of the second hit, which is just not that crazy. Jet Kick, I'll obviously have nothing on it. Shade Step, nothing. Shade Devour, I'm gonna put... Okay. Someone feels like making... Okay, I'm getting jumped by 2 people. Now we don't have gems on, but we should be fine anyways. Bro, they really like started jumping me as I was trying to yap, bro. Read that ass. This guy's trying to run. I know you're low, buddy. Of course he has the... He almost just gripped his own friend, by the way. Okay, there we go. Kinda wish I had Reaper, but I guess this guy's just gonna let his friend get gripped. Bro, they fucking interrupted me as I was trying to yap, bro. I'll read that ass. Anyways, I'm gonna go back into guild base and... Actually, wait, I hear the guy go back to Void Heart. Let me just jump his ass. Bro, okay, thank you, Shadow Meteors. Okay, as I was saying before, I ended up getting ganked. On my Shade Devour, I'm gonna put Blast Spark and 2 Eternal Lockstones on it. There's no point in having any more Eternal Lockstone because Shade Devour caps at 20 seconds. And with these modifiers, well, we're capped at 20 seconds. Now, what Blast Spark does is it hides your M1s completely. And there's also more text with this mantra that I'll show later, maybe in a build showcase video. But the gist of it is Shade Devour has a very, very low windup, okay? It's like basically unreactable. So you can use it right after parry and it has a hit stun, so you're able to like get M1s off for free because Shade Devour hides your M1s completely. And not only that, well, it also increases your damage by 20%, which is pretty good. And then for my Shade Wisp, of course, I'm gonna put max modifiers, 3 Eternal, 3 AE on Lockstones. And that is all the modifiers for the builds. And finally, as for my gems, I'm gonna put a blue gem on Rising Shadow. I'm gonna put Bloodless on Dark Blade, Blessed Gem on Exhaustion Strike, Wind Gem on Jet Kick, Wind Gem on Shade Step, Blue Gem on Reinforce, Blessed Gem on Shade Devour, Blessed Gem on Shadow Eruption, Bloodless Gem on Shadow Meteor, and of course, Blue Gem on Shade Wisp. So yeah, that's pretty much all there is about the builds. I think I've covered everything. If you guys have any questions, let me know either in the comment section or just let me know in my Discord server and I'll be sure to answer. Hope you guys enjoyed this progression and see you guys.